Good day, listeners. This is Akahi Tutorial Center. This online tutorial is put in place in a bid to keep the fire of excellence burning inside us as we await the relaxation or final relaxation of this lockdown. Now, I want to peruse government OAU post-UTME government for the year 2006. Question 1 says, the military coup of July 25, 1975, which toppled General Yakubu Gowon from power, took place when he was attending the important event. Which important event? A. OAU Summit in Kampala. B. UN General Assembly in New York. C. Assembly of Heads of States of ECOWAS in Monrovia. D. The Olympic Games. Now, the question is asking how General Yakubu Gowon was toppled from government. Which important event was he attending? Now, one of the techniques of answering questions like this is to use the elimination method. You eliminate the two most unlikely answers from the four options you are given. So Olympic Games can be the answer because Gowon was not a minister of sports, so he wouldn't have been attending Olympic Games and leaving his regime or administration. Let's look at UN General Assembly in New York. Actually, in 1975, the United Nations General Assembly was at its 30th session, and there was no coup or violence attached to it from Nigeria. Now we are left with the two options: OAU Summit in Kampala and the Assembly of Heads of States of ECOWAS in Monrovia. Now the answer, facts, tells us that Gowon was overthrown after or when he went to attend the OAU Summit in Kampala. He was overthrown by Joe Nave Gaba. He was also part of the military men. You know, before this, the people were discontented with the administration of Gowon after the 30-month civil war, which led to the death of over 3 million Nigerians. And you know, he also agreed that after his rule for 9 years, that he will hand over the government to civilians. But after that, he didn't. So all this stirred up discontentment in that of people and his fellow military colleagues. And when he went to attend this summit in the year 1975, Joe Gabanaven declared his overthrow, and his counterpart Murtala Muhammed was brought to replace him. Question number 2 says, which of the following political parties did not participate in the 1979 general elections in Nigeria? Now, the 1979 to 1983 or to 1985 was called the Second Republic of Nigeria. Now, Nigeria practiced a multi-party system. In 1979, we have 5 main political parties: the UPN, the NPN, the GNPP, and others. Now, Social Democratic Party can't be the answer. Why? Because it was Brigadier Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida that organized Social Democratic Party and National Redemption Party. He organized or established only 2 political parties when he came into power. So the right answer is the Social Democratic Party. The head of the Union Party of Nigeria was Obafemi Awolowo, and the party was considered as an offshoot of the Action Group. The National Party of Nigeria's head was Shehu Shagari. Shehu Shagari was his presidential candidate, and he was the one that won the election that brought in this first civil rule after the military coup. In 1979. Now to the third question, Alhaji Shehu Shagari was sworn in as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 1979 by A. Justice Fatai Williams, B. Justice Adetokunbo Ademola, C. Justice Saliu Modibo Afabego, and D. Justice Issa Muhammad. Which judicial head swore in Alhaji Shehu Shagari. The right answer is Justice Fatai Williams. Justice Fatai Williams was the head of the judiciary at that time. Now let's move quickly to question 4. Question 4 says, the British took over Nigeria through the British. Let's look at this question very well because this question is tricky. The British took over Nigeria through A. Negotiation, B. Bargaining, C. War, D. The sea. Now, before answering this question, let's take a meticulous look at it. The British took over. What do we mean by to take over something? Or what does this phrasal verb mean? To take over means to control. It means to govern. So the British took over, they governed, they controlled Nigeria through is a preposition. So we using the elimination method, we first eliminate the sea. Why? Because though they might have come to Nigeria through sea transportation, but they did not rule Nigeria through the sea. 2, we eliminate war because a war by definition consists of many battles. The British government, they did not take over Nigeria through war. It was only a part of Nigeria, and it was not even through war. They annexed Lagos State in 1861, and the man that tried to resist them, King Dosumu, he was sent on exile. We can't call that a war. So the answer is not war. Now the two answers that are the two competing answers, negotiation and bargaining. What do we mean by negotiation? Bargaining is negotiation. Bargaining, want to define it now. Bargaining is negotiation of price alone, but negotiation may apply to much more than price and may not include price at all. That is, negotiation may not include price at all. However, all negotiation involves an exchange of value, an agreement, and promises of performance. Bargaining is often done verbally. So negotiation often involves written record. So on the basis of this, on the premise of this, Nigerian government the British took over Nigeria through bargaining. When you bargain, there's something proceeding from you. It's what we call consideration in law, and there's something also coming from the other party. So they took over Nigeria through bargaining and through the means of indirect rule. Then question 5 says, which of the following courts served as the highest judicial organ for Nigeria up till 1963? We have the Supreme Court, B says the Federal Court of Appeal, C says the Appellate Court, and D the Privy Council. Now, using the elimination method, an appellate court can be the highest court of appeal, because a court that you can still appeal from can't be the highest court of appeal of a country. But let's look at Supreme Court and Privy Council. Nigeria became an independent state in October 1st, 1960, but we cannot say Nigeria was fully blown independent, in that the Privy Council still served as the highest judicial organ from 1960 to 1963 in Britain. Now, the Supreme Court was first established in October 1st, 1963. Thank you very much for listening once again. So the answer is the Privy Council. So thank you very much for listening. Once again, this online tutorial is brought to you from Akahi Tutors. You can you can call this number for more questions, for more inquiries. 080-386-44328. There's Akahi Tutors number 080-3864-4328. And God bless you for listening. We'll be expecting you as soon as this restriction or pandemic is relaxed.